We are on to Vasilije Micic. For me, I mean, technically this is his first NBA season, but we're not really going to evaluate him like he is some sort of like young, inexperienced player. We've got what we've got with Micic. To me, the biggest question right now is when or if his shot is going to come around in the NBA game. He's historically been like a good shooter in the EuroLeague, and he's still over 80% from the line, far under 30% from three in the NBA. Like, even without that, though, he has enough juice as a passer and creativity finishing at the rim and making plays at the rim to get by without it. But to like truly be like a long-term number two for LaMelo, I think he's going to have to shoot it at like a league average percentage. But I mean, I think there's a chance that comes around. It's his first year in the NBA. He just has to adjust to like the pace and the speed and the physicality or lack thereof compared to where he used to be in the league. And that's not like a thing that you like get better or worse at necessarily, like you kind of just jump in and just need to get your feet wet in that regard. And he's doing that right now to a much greater degree, or with much more volume at least, than he was with OKC. So I have like a lot of faith that actually is going to happen. If he got like a full season next year as like the second or third guard in the Hornets lineup, that he would be a good shooter and then be like a perfectly fine backup for LaMelo long term. They've got him. I do too, and they've got him on a long-term deal. I think that's next year and the year after that as well, at $7 million, very tradable salary, like also easy to keep around and not have to worry about your backup point guard slot like taking up a large percentage of your team's cap or anything like that. So have definitely
I believe you, Micic. I believe you. Can we turn that into a t-shirt? I believe you, Micic.
I like that. I like that with the J at the end too.
Yeah. Here, so Vasilije Micic in the Clippers game had how many assists was it? Was it 13 assists? Oh, it got downgraded. It was at 14. Here's my question to you. Trivia time. Who's the last Hornet to have more than 13 assists in a game?
Devontae Graham.
It's a good guess, but you're incorrect.
I wanted that to be right so bad.
You know what? If it wasn't for this player, you would have been correct. Apart from the LaMelo Ball, I should have said, by the way. It is Theo Maledon against the Raptors on the 2nd of April last year. He had 14 assists and 8 points, 8 rebounds. There you go. Theo Maledon. Shout out.
I'll be honest. I have legitimately zero memory of that happening at all. Like none.
That was April basketball. No, this is what happens. It doesn't really exist. Technically, it does matter, but it doesn't really matter when you're like the Hornets are right now.
That is wild. I would never have guessed that in a bazillion years. That is so crazy. So Devontae does have a game with 13 assists, though. Off topic, but I just
Devontae has 15 assists.
Okay, I was going to say I could have sworn that he had like a super high
franchise record. Nick Batum with 16.
Dime dropper. Was that? How about that? That's $25 million a year, and you're hating on 16 assists
today. That's enough. Anything else on Vasilije?
I don't think so. I'm just very interested to see where he fits on this team going forward, or what the front office would say if you ask them that question. Like, do they view him as a trade piece or a rotation player or what? But only one way to find out, and that's to see what happens this summer.
Yeah, I think he'll be back next year.